Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're really excited about our reimagined Ultraprobe 15,000. For those that were at SMRP 2 weeks ago, we kind of officially introduced this new Ultraprobe to the audience there. So if you were there, you got to kind of see it firsthand. And of course, obviously, you guys have seen emails about this, and so we're just excited to talk through what's new about this instrument, but also kind of remind everybody all the things that are great about ultrasound to begin with, and why it's a great technology. So that's going to kind of be how our session will go here today. And I think we're looking to have this wrapped up in about 30 minutes or so. But of course, if we have some good questions and discussions, we'll stay on a little bit longer. So with that, just a couple things before I turn it over to Doug, who's going to do the heavy lifting here. Just some housekeeping that we always go over when we're doing these webinars. So for starters, we are recording this. So if you've got to hop off or you've got a colleague that couldn't make it, we will put this recording up on our YouTube channel. We'll also send it out, the link out in an email as well. So you'll have that. And just kind of a point there too that when we, anytime we do these, we do put all of our recordings up on our YouTube channel. So if you haven't been over to there in a little bit, it is a great resource, all kinds of webinar recordings, short videos, longer videos, just hopefully, lots of information that might be useful to you. We do encourage questions throughout. We're trying to make this, we are doing this live, so we try to keep it interactive best we can with all of us kind of hiding behind our computer screens, but there is a little questions box, so feel free to type questions in throughout. If it makes sense, I'll toss those over to Doug, throughout the session if someone's looking for clarification, but of course we will have dedicated question and answer time at the end. We do have some polls that we're going to do, so just always good for us to learn more about you guys that are listening in and understand where you all are with, ultrasound and applications you're using and things like that. So we appreciate your participation there. And as I just said, we are doing this live. So we have any Wi-Fi connectivity issues, audio issues, dogs barking, all those things, just bear with us. We do think there is value to being live with you all and feeling like we're kind of sharing the lunch hour together. So we take that little risk of having things potentially go off the rails, but knock on wood, we tend to do just fine here. So, all right, with that, I am going to share the screen over to Doug, and Doug, we will let you take it away.
Okay, thanks, Maureen. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for spending a little bit of your afternoon with us. Maureen, let me know when you can see my screen.
Yep, I see your screen. And
how about from the beginning?
Yep.
That's always a good thing. So again, thanks everybody for spending some time with us this afternoon. We're really excited to do our launch of the Ultraprobe 15,000 Reimagined. Many of you probably are familiar with our products, whether it's the 15,000 or any of our other Ultraprobe series. This Ultraprobe has some new and really exciting features and things it can do that we weren't able to do in the past. So with that, your equipment's trying to tell you something. That's sort of our mantra with ultrasound. The question is, are we listening, and are we listening in the right way? And when we hear something, what do we do with it? And that's really what these tools are designed to let us do. They're an extension of our ears that let us hear things we couldn't normally hear. So at uesystems, we really believe that everyone has the right to work in a safe, reliable, and efficient plant. We recognize ultrasound's not the only piece of that puzzle. Just having an ultrasonic detector or an Ultraprobe 15,000 doesn't automatically make the plant safe, reliable, and efficient, but certainly it can contribute. And our goal is always is to be a very valuable part of that puzzle as companies take, their journey to improved maintenance and reliability. So we really look to be an integral part of that journey, and we do that two different ways. One of the ways is we constantly develop innovative new products. And this is interesting because we don't do this in isolation. We didn't one day sit down and say, "Nah, we need a new 15,000." You know, this was a few years in the making. We're constantly talking to our users and our customers in the field. We're constantly talking to our regional support guys. We're constantly talking to our trainers. And we take that feedback very seriously. So when we get with our development team and our R&D, we start taking all the things that people asked for. Everything, we have lists and lists of things that people want the tool to do. And we start to categorize them into things that the technology allows us to do. And in this case, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes, we've also taken some liberties and sort of future-proofed this 15,000, and we have it ready to do some things in the future. So we're constantly developing innovative new products. This webinar is about the 15,000, but I'll give you a little sneak preview just because you're on this webinar of another product we have coming down the line, and that's, you may be familiar with our OnTrack, which is a sensor that actually is permanent, continuous monitoring of bearings, rotating equipment, and can control a single point lubricator. So it really takes it to a new level. Instead of just doing time-based lubrication, here we're able to actually almost anticipate when a bearing is starting to get into a danger zone and apply the lubricant based on the condition. Well, now we've come out with a wireless version of this. You'll see more information coming very soon on it, but the wireless ultrasonic sensor is going to feature vibration and temperature. And of course, it's going to feature our UE Insights platform in a wireless format. So pretty exciting stuff. You'll see that, like sort of dribbles of it coming out in the next couple of months. So that's one area. We constantly develop innovative new products. The second thing is we relentlessly pursue customer excellence. And this is something that, I've been with UE for over 30 years. We've always done this. We've sort of made it one of our core values inside of our company that everybody follows, pursuing customer excellence. And there's a lot of facets to it. We diligently try to have support people in every corner of the globe. Everywhere we have customers, we try to have folks that work for uesystems so that we can assist with getting programs started, with getting programs running and operating, and with, in some cases, revamping and restarting programs in our customers' facilities. Not only do we do it with our regional support people, but we've got full-time trainers all over the globe. So we offer a range of different types of training classes, level 1, level 2 certification courses, 2.5-day and 4-day on-site implementation courses. So all of that, having the products and coming out with new and innovative technology is great, but without somebody to actually teach people how to use it and teach people how to maximize what the technology can do, you're not going to be successful. So we work very, very hard at that. And of course, on both of these fronts, we would always love your feedback. What can we do better? And what would you like to see future products do? We take it serious. So let's review some ultrasound applications. I mentioned earlier that, we believe everybody has the right to work in a safe, reliable, and efficient plant. Well, these applications and what ultrasound can do allows us to help do that. In other words, when we talk about efficiency, one of the things that ultrasound has been known for years, as long as I can remember, people viewed it as a leak detector. So one of the easiest ways to cut costs and run a facility efficiently is to stop wasting energy. So ultrasound lets you go out in the field, find and fix compressed air leaks, measure them, put a cost to them, even link them to greenhouse gas emissions for those that have green initiatives. So many plants will actually use leak surveys and their hard savings from repairing compressed air leaks to fund some of their other initiatives. Steam traps, again, you know, test steam traps and valves. The leaks are costly, but that also sort of goes over into the safety side of things, because if you've got steam traps that aren't functioning properly, you risk problems like water hammer, which can be dangerous in a plant environment. Even high pressure steam leaks are extremely dangerous from a burn standpoint. So if we look at the efficiency side, you know, ultrasound really fits in well to be able to do that. Now, the next thing when we talk about ultrasound applications, we'll talk about the mechanical side of things. In other words, the reliability side of things. Is the equipment going to continue to run per its design? So we don't want any unplanned downtime. And one of the things that ultrasound has sort of evolved into, once it, leak detection was big, but really now probably 80% of the ultrasonic detectors out there are used in some form for mechanical analysis, both testing bearings, but more so for condition-based lubrication. Just for let's do a poll, Maureen. I'm curious as to how many people are doing or using single point lubricators now, and probably doing it time based as opposed to people who are shifting over into condition based.
All right, so you'll see here little poll, just just kind of yes or no. We're just kind of always curious who is using automatic lubricators. So it looks like we got about 56%, 54%. It's sort of leaning right kind of in the middle, half and half, Doug.
Wow. Wow. So a lot of people out there. And then I'll give credit where it's due. A lot of people probably are doing a combination. They're probably using single point lubricators, but also looking at, either transitioning or they have transitioned into some condition-based lubrication. One of the things that's become extremely valuable from an ultrasound standpoint is the ability to listen to your bearings and actually, before any faults are detected, identify the need for lubrication. A lot of the things you look at online, the things you read, will say that about 80% of bearing failures are lubrication related. So whether you're doing it with handheld tools or whether you're doing it with our on-track system and a permanent sensing, condition-based lubrication really is the way to go. And in addition, bearing testing is also another huge area that ultrasound is used for. So we've got the efficiency and the reliability side covered. The safety side, I think, is a couple facets. One, steam traps and valves, obviously things like water hammer, things like high pressure steam leaks, always a dangerous situation that you can avoid by doing better maintenance. The other side of that is on your electrical distribution system. When we talk about Ultrasound, we talk about the ability to do partial discharge detection, things like corona, tracking, arcing. Um, it gives you the ability to test from either a safe distance. In the case of you're out in a substation, you don't even have to be inside the substation. You can do a scan with ultrasound to see if there's problems or developing problems. And the other side of it is before any switchgear cabinets are opened, we're able to scan any ventilation louvers, any air gaps to see if there's any sound before an infrared inspection is done, as well as being able to analyze those sounds and gauge severity. So it really, ultrasound, while it isn't going to do everything in a facility, it certainly can cover the bases and be an integral part of that puzzle when it comes to efficiency, reliability, and safety. A presentation wouldn't be complete without the P to F curve. I've been doing this for 30 years, and I think in the last 20, I've never seen or sat in on a presentation that didn't feature the P to F curve. So while I wasn't originally going to put it in, I almost felt like I was cheating you by not giving you a P to F curve. What I do love looking at on the P to F curve is when you talk about 80% of bearing failure is somehow lubrication related, ultrasound does let us listen extremely early for subtle changes in the amplitude of a rotating asset. It lets us actually prevent the failure by lubricating at the correct time and the correct amount, so the fault doesn't even happen. So I do love that part of it. But again, had to throw the P to F curve in there.
Hey, Doug, maybe we
Yes.
could real quick ask, mostly because we're just curious also, like, who is actually using ultrasound? So if you don't mind, I'll
That'd
throw
be a
that
great
out.
poll. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a great poll to do.
So let's check that first, and then we'll then since you just went over the applications, I'll be curious next to kind of know what applications people are using. I've already had a couple of people chime in that they've been having really good success from an electrical standpoint using
Oh,
ultrasound
cool.
in grad school. So it looks like, yeah, we got about 91% of the people on here are using ultrasound. So very good, class. Good answers. So let's then,
That's a good sign. We're
yeah,
talking about ultrasound. 90
right.
some percent are using ultrasound.
That's right. And so now I would be curious, and you can select more than one answer here, but just curious what for the majority of you that are using ultrasound, what applications you guys are using. So it looks like we've got a lot of bearing, a lot of lubrication, a lot of leak detection, um, and then a little bit less on partial discharge and steam traps, but still a good number of you guys are doing that. So we've got, yeah, you guys are very versatile in your ultrasound use, which we love, and that's, as Doug, as you kind of got a sneak peek as he's about to talk about, is just how versatile and easy to use ultrasound is. So looks like we're preaching to the choir here a little bit, but thank you guys for taking a quick second to do that.
Well, that's good. And I love these polls, Maureen. It's great to get a feel for what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Um, so if you look at ultrasound technology, as I've said numerous times already, you know, easy to use. Um, when I say easy to use, you still need some instruction, and that's part of our relentless pursuit of customer excellence. You know, we want people to be comfortable and confident with the technology. Um, you know, once you have it in your hands, um, you know, we've got the resources you need to make you highly skilled at its use. And whether that's our regional technical support guys coming out, whether that's formal training that you can attend, whether it's virtual online training, whether it's in-person training, there's all kinds of options. Or whether it's working with our tech support guys in virtual meetings on things like software and helping you put together your database, helping you even something as simple as downloading the software. We're happy to do it. And I think from everybody I've talked to, and spending a lot of time out in industry, it has one of the shortest learning curves of any of the technologies. So that's a plus. If there's something you want to get started with and you want to immediately get some results, ultrasound is usually a good choice for that. It's also a good choice because it does a lot of things with one device. We've already talked about the fact that we can do energy efficiency, leak detection, steam trap testing. We can go out and do condition-based lubrication, identify, bearing condition and bearing faults, and we can use it as a safety screening tool. So having that versatility is, I think, a big plus. The other thing is it's very cost effective. We can look at as it relates to other technologies, it's typically either right in the ballpark or it's less of an investment, and it gives you a huge return on that investment. As I mentioned earlier, a simple leak survey in a facility can usually, pay back the cost of the hardware that you need, and then you've got a tool that you can go out and use for other initiatives like mechanical testing, which is always a lot more difficult to for putting a cost to it. In other words, cost avoidance is always harder than the energy side, where you actually can make the repairs and get a hard cost savings. So ultrasound's really, I love the versatility of it, and it can really do a lot for you. So let me ask another question, maybe another quick poll, Maureen. How many people currently use an Ultraprobe 15,000?
Awesome. Yep. All right. Yes, no, not sure, because believe it or not, we do find that sometimes people, they know they're using ultrasound or somebody is, but just not quite sure. So looks like we got about half yes, half no. So there you go.
Wow, okay. Awesome. Well, I'm going to go through what the 15,000 does. So if you have a 15,000, you're going to see some of the enhancements and some of the things that the new 15,000 does. If you don't have a 15,000, you're going to see what one does. The 15,000 came out as a product, wow, I think 12 years ago. I might be wrong, Maureen, but I think it was certainly over 10 years ago.
Actually, maybe even closer to 15.
Could be. And one of the things that enabled us to develop and introduce the 15,000 was the fact that battery power dramatically increased. We had a 10,000 before, but things like laser sighting, things like having an onboard camera and an onboard strobe, things like being able to monitor temperature, being able to do onboard spectrum analysis, all that couldn't be done in a 10 because we didn't have enough battery power. So when stronger batteries started to become available, it enabled us to enhance the technology. Sometimes it's not whether we want to enhance it or not, it's what the technological limitations are. So that was a big catalyst to move from, the 10,000 to the 15,000. This, enhancement and the ability to come out with this new 15,000 is really based on a lot of processing power. As you know, computers and phones, they do a lot more in smaller packages. And that's what we're able to do with this new 15,000. That enhanced processing lets us have things like a super high resolution camera, lets us have Wi-Fi enabled data synchronization so we can send things back and forth without going and using an SD card. If you want to use the SD card, it's still available, but you don't have to. So really, this power of ultrasound in your hands lets you do everything right in the field. So there's not a need to go and link up with a laptop or link up with your desktop computer to upload and download routes. Everything is available right on the instrument. So it's really a faster, more powerful Ultraprobe 15,000. Plus, it's really cool looking. The design team did an awesome job making the new 15 look really sleek. So let me, oh, did I jam up here? No, here we go. So next, sorry about that, my PowerPoint just stopped on me. Here it is. So a high power processor lets us deliver the insights from the testing even faster. Just like with the other 15, it still has a touch screen, still a laser pointer, still a temperature sensor, still lets us have the onboard strobe light. The next, sorry, I'm still having a little problem with my
Maybe your
PowerPoint here.
computer needs a more powerful processor.
Yeah, maybe I need a more powerful processor on my laptop. So that high-powered processor also lets us do the onboard spectrum analysis and time waveform analysis. There's no need to go post-process the sound recordings. We're able to actually do it right on the screen, and we can upload and download those sound recordings right to our database. All right, Wi-Fi enabled. This is big. It's ready when you are. So easy, fast communication with the database. It can sync all the relevant data. In other words, just the things that changed. And really, you can take the unit, and this is great whether you're in a facility, whether you're a service provider and you're out on the road. You just pick up the Ultraprobe 15 and go. Everything you need is right on board. So you're not tied to a computer. Multiple databases, multiple points, multiple applications. Everything, because it's Wi-Fi enabled, is available right there in the palm of your hand. So this is probably one of the most exciting things about the new 15,000. Again, the data synchronization. Have your entire database accessible at all times, no longer constrained by a specific route or loading, uploading, downloading specific route-based data collection. You can actually pull up anything you need at any time, and anything that's changed will be visible. Bluetooth, built-in Bluetooth technology. So gives you safety and convenience if you want the wireless headphones. Still, wired headphones are available for people who want to use those, but we've got the latest Bluetooth technology in the 15, and it makes it nice to not be tied with a cord. High resolution camera, crisp, clear images. Again, having this high-powered processor lets us do things like a high-resolution camera. So combined with the powerful processor, really it's going to pave the way for a lot of asset identification options right in the field in the future. And keep your eyes peeled for things that we're going to come out with that'll let you identify these assets easier through the fact that we've got the higher processing power and the high res camera. Lightweight. You'll notice, and a lot of people commented on this when we were at the SMRP conference 2 weeks ago, a lighter weight design. So for those who end up, this is your primary technology where you're out all day in the plant, having it be lighter weight is usually a big advantage. And we really spent a lot of time, and our development team spent a lot of time future-proofing this. So we really, primed it for artificial intelligence and cloud deployments. This lets everybody seamlessly integrate the handhelds into some of our other solutions, like our wireless and our other systems like the on-track and the forecast. So a lot of the information that you're going to be able to get from the 15,000, you can simultaneously, use our UE Insights cloud-based software. So that's going to be a big plus. We design these products, as I mentioned earlier, because we really want to have them. We want to grow with our customers. We want to future-proof the product so that 2, 3, 5 years from now, as new technology comes out, this will seamlessly fit right into it. So that's pretty much all I've got, Maureen. Do we have some questions? Or
Yeah,
do you have another poll you want to do?
well, we'll do that at the end, but first let's power through some of these questions, and then mostly we're just curious, who wants to learn more. One question we had was on, and we get asked it all the time, but related to whether or not the 15 is going to be rated, class 1, div 1, what our plans are for that, or not plans.
The 15, I can pretty confidently say, will not be
Right.
rated. But what we will make available, as we did with the previous 15 and the previous 10, we'll make an IS kit where the kit includes both a 15,000 and a 9 rated unit, so that for those specific areas where you need a rated unit, you have a tool that you can take in there and take the dB readings and then integrate it into the same database with the same reading as you would get with the 15. So it's sort of two tools in one kit, really. But no, the 15 is not going to be rated.
Yeah, it's just so hard. Okay, so that's a good one. And then another question we've got is that we saw that we've got half the audience has an Ultraprobe 15. So what are our plans for them not feeling like they have this great iPhone and we just came out with a brand new one? Not that this happened to me, but that 15, the iPhone 15 just kind of made me a little upset. So what's our plan so we can make everybody feel like
Well,
this?
don't feel bad, Maureen. I think I have a 12 or an 11. No, we're definitely, we would love to talk to people about that. Our plan currently is, if you purchased a 15,000 within the last 6 months, you can trade that in for 100% credit and just pay the difference. The new 15 is slightly more expensive, not significant, slightly, and you just pay the difference and you can get 100% credit for your old 15. I think 6 months to a year is 75% credit. A year to 2 is 50%. 2 to 3 is 25%. I think that's how it works. Certainly, you can get in touch with us, get in touch with one of our regional guys to go through details about it. Because a lot of people don't really even know exactly how old their unit is. But yes, we don't want people to feel bad that they bought one 2 weeks ago and now we're rolling out a new one. So we're being very, very generous with the trade-in values.
Yeah. Awesome. A couple questions that I saw this a couple times, and I just want to kind of maybe you can clarify sort of the difference between the UltraView as it relates to like the AI that we have for the partial discharge and whether that feature is available for the 15. And then I'll kind of clarify, I think because we've been using the phrase reimagined when we talk about the 15, there was a little confusion that that meant the 15 had ultrasonic imaging like we have with the UltraView, but that is not the case, other than
No, the
take a picture,
15,
but it's not like the UltraView. Sorry.
no. The 15 has the high res camera, which we can go take still photos. And honestly, with the improved processing power and the type of camera we have, who knows what the future holds? I mean, we could maybe shoot video. I don't know. I don't want to talk out of turn because I honestly don't know. But as far as the actual AI that's available from the UltraView for specifically for the partial discharge, it doesn't do that. The 15, the new 15 will not do that type of imaging.
That's why the two instruments are a great complement to each other, the
Yep.
Ultra and the Ultraprobe. It gives you a really nice toolkit if you can have both. All right. Okay, and then just from a data point of view, just maybe clarify that the SD card is still an option. So if you if you don't have Wi-Fi capability, things like that, maybe Doug just kind of
Absolutely. It's there we have customers and facilities that aren't allowed to use Wi-Fi. So you have to disable the Wi-Fi. But yes, we're not going to limit people to only doing the wireless communication. We can certainly use the SD card, and we can go upload, download our data from DMS software. So yes, that's still absolutely available. And uploading and downloading via the SD card may be your option.
Yep.
So we like to give people choice.
That's right. Awesome. Okay, well, I think we pretty much got to all of them. We will, even if we got to your question, we will be getting in touch with you offline to be sure we, answered it and it makes sense for you. So definitely look to hear from us. And then I did just want to throw one more out there. You just sat through this. We don't want to be bugging you if this isn't something that you're ready to learn more about. But if it is something that you want to, get an actual on-site demo scheduled for, or a personal Teams meeting or something like that, just let us know. Yes, that you are, or if you're not quite ready yet, that's fine too. We just really, this will help us know how we proceed and make sure we get you the information that you're looking for. So I'll let that kind of sit up there here for a second. Thank you guys for commenting here. And again, for those who maybe joined a little bit late, we did record this, so we're going to be putting it up on our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to view that there. We'll also send it out as an email as well, so that you've got the link delivered right to your inbox. And then, Doug's got all of our contact information sitting there. Definitely, you can find us on LinkedIn, YouTube. You can definitely reach the office, however you guys need to get a hold of us. We are always available and ready to talk with you. But Doug, thank you for walking us through this today. Thank you all for joining us today and spending some time. As Doug said, lots of exciting things coming, so you're going to be hearing from us, and we hope you guys are as excited as we are for what the future holds and how ultrasound can continue to help you all, as we said, have safe, reliable, and efficient plants. So with that, we will let you all go and enjoy the rest of your day, and we will catch you guys later.